Welcome to Food Safety 5, twice monthly reports from the Food Safety Magazine editorial desk to keep you abreast of top news stories and current events impacting the food safety sector. In this video, we discuss rare, emerging, and atypical foodborne pathogens that are becoming increasingly relevant. First, in Germany, an outbreak of an extremely rare Salmonella strain has sickened 40 people and caused one death at the time of this video's recording. Salmonella bochum, the strain behind the outbreak, typically causes 0 to 4 reported cases of illness per year in Germany, with no cases of S. bochum infection between 2019 and 2024. During the same period, the European Centre for Disease Prevention and Control, or ECDC, reported a total of 12 cases across EU and European Economic Area countries. In the current outbreak, 1 to 5 cases of S. bochum infection have been reported in nearly every calendar week between September 8, 2025 and April 14, 2026. Children or adolescents aged 2 to 15 years represent 75% or 30 of the outbreak patients, with half or 15 of these young people being aged 6 to 12 years, 10 aged 2 to 5 years, and 5 aged 13 to 15 years. Some children have experienced severe illnesses, and one 60-year-old adult patient has died. Epidemiologic data and patient interviews point to a specific brand of chocolate hazelnut spread as the vehicle of illness. The product was recalled on April 9th after Salmonella was detected in certain batches during the manufacturer's internal quality controls. In the U.S., the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC, have alerted the public to a significant increase of extensively drug-resistant Shigella infections. An analysis of nearly 17,000 Shigella isolates collected through PulseNet between 2011 and 2023 showed that the proportion of extensively drug-resistant isolates rose from 0% during 2011 to 2015 to 8.5% in 2023. 3%, or 510, of all analyzed isolates were extensively drug-resistant. Extensively drug-resistant Shigella strains are defined as resistant to 5 commonly used antibiotics. Zooming out to the global scale, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, or FAO, has highlighted the growing importance of Streptococcus agalactiae sequence type 283, also known as Group B Streptococcus, or GBS, as an atypical foodborne disease. GBS sequence type 283 presents a different symptomatic profile than other gastroenteric foodborne illnesses, as it is associated with invasive infections, including meningitis, septic arthritis, and bacteremia, and can affect individuals with no underlying health conditions. Not only is exposure linked to the consumption of freshwater fish, but also to unsafe handling along the food chain, expanding the possible points of introduction to invasive foodborne disease. Since GBS sequence type 283 cannot be reliably distinguished using conventional microbial testing methods, whole genome sequencing has played a key role in recognizing it as a foodborne hazard by enabling sequence type level differentiation and revealing links between human cases, fish, and environmental sources. Additionally, hazards that do not fit neatly into established categories like GBS sequence type 283 illustrate how risk is not defined by exposure alone, but by the combination of severity, transmission complexity, and system-level factors. FAO has identified this atypical foodborne pathogen as a hazard requiring structured risk profiling, emphasizing the need to consider not only how often exposure occurs, but also what happens when it does. Finally, in France, an emerging, genetically unique hybrid strain of Escherichia coli was identified as the cause of a 2025 foodborne illness outbreak linked to the consumption of raw cow's milk cheese. The outbreak was unusual in that it caused multiple adult cases of hemolytic uremic syndrome, or HUS, with no pediatric cases detected. Typical Shigella toxin-producing E. coli, or STEC, outbreaks result in HUS in 1 to 56% of infected children and 3 to 24% of infected adults. Moreover, 90% of patients developed HUS, one of the highest ever reported among STEC outbreaks internationally. Whole genome sequencing showed the strain to be STEC 077G K92H118, carrying enterotoxin genes commonly associated with enterotoxigenic E. coli, or ETEC, categorizing the pathogen as a hybrid STEC-ETEC pathotype with enhanced virulence characteristics. The strain's unusual genetic profile, including multiple toxin genes and the rare K92 capsule type, may have contributed to the severity of illness and the exclusive impact on adults. Researchers hypothesized that the mandatory meningococcal C vaccination of infants in France may have conferred cross-protection against K92 E. coli infections in children. Additionally, researchers have identified 31 closely related strains spanning 3 continents, with cases dating back to 2005, suggesting the pathogen has been emerging internationally. For more information on any of the stories mentioned in this video, be sure to check out the Food Safety Magazine coverage linked in the description. Check back twice monthly on Tuesdays for the latest Food Safety 5 episodes, available at food-safety.com or on our YouTube channel.